Welcome, everybody. This is Walking Between Shadows, and we're your host. I'm Ben.
I'm Taryn.
And this week we're coming to you from a couple of weeks of just travel and things going on.
Yeah.
And we're excited to be back. We're going to change kind of the tune a little bit this week, right, Taryn?
Well, we're not kind of. Yes, we are. But
Yeah.
it's definitely in the state of Tennessee still. So
Yeah. So we've got an update because some things have developed in some previous work that we've done, right?
yes.
Okay. And that update is coming from where and what case?
That is in Kingsport, Tennessee, 19-year-old Hollynn Snapp, who's been missing since October the 15th of 2023.
Yeah, and if you'll remember, go back and look at all the stuff from Kingsport, which started with Layla Santanello and included Holland Snap.
Yeah.
And we're still on both of those cases. We're still in touch with both of those families.
Yes.
And we're excited to be able to bring you updates because the word just needs to continue to be spread out there. This is the only way these people are getting traction with these cases is through social media, right?
Well, that's true. I mean, and you know how quiet it is in the state
Mm-hmm.
of Tennessee. I
Yeah.
mean, when something goes down, it just seems like if the families are not pushing their asses off,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing that happens. I
Right.
mean, nothing happens.
Right. And we've seen that go both extremes. We've seen it go to the point where people do get some answers, and we've seen it go to the point where the government officials involved just shut it down.
Exactly. I mean, that goes with Caitlin Ledbetter.
Mm-hmm.
We covered that one
Mm-hmm.
uh, the first one we started with is 13th Judicial.
Right.
Well, actually, we started with Lauren Agee.
Right. Right. And don't forget, we're going to come back to the 13th because there's developments happening there every day, it seems like.
Right. And we're going to stay with Courtney Cash, too,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been speaking with her mother, Cindy Young.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go a little bit deeper into that case as well, because there is a rally coming up. We talked about that billboard a couple of weeks ago when we covered Courtney Cash's case
Mm-hmm.
about the 14 that are unsolved, missing, or need to be reviewed and reopened.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another one I'm coming to you with next week. Also, I want to give some corrections with the Courtney Cash too. Some
Sure.
things I need to, correct before this rally that's coming up on the 4th, which is Courtney Cash's birthday as well.
Sure.
So
And as much as we'd love to participate and be there in person, we've got other things going on right now, but we're going to keep pushing the information through Walking Between Shadows. And before we get started on Holland Snap out of
Yes.
Kingsport,
That's right.
I just want to say that we love our audience. We appreciate it. And the way you help us is to like, subscribe, and share these videos. And especially now, we want to get to 100,000 shares as soon as possible. But it's very important to these cases that you, as listeners, watchers, whatever forum that you get Walking Between Shadows on, please share it. That's the
Right.
most important thing to keep these cases in the public's eye and keep them relevant to help these families find the answers that they need.
Yes. Yes.
So with
Please
that,
do.
yeah, with that being said, Taryn, why don't you kick off with the updates with Holland Snap out of Kingsport, Tennessee?
I am so frustrated, Ben,
Why?
with this one. I mean, it bugs me. All of them bug me very much, but I guess I'm getting pissed a lot lately. I'm getting pissed a lot lately
Mm-hmm.
because it just seems like these cases are forgotten and they're not even, I mean, Holland. Let's go to Holland. So we reported this back in October of 2023, right after Holland went missing.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of put it on the tail of Layla Santanello, who is still missing out of Kingsport, Tennessee as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to kind of link those two together because these two even ran in the same circle of friends.
Well, and the incidents last known whereabouts were just within a few miles of each other.
Right, like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was very odd and it was, I mean, coincidence. It just seemed overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
These were two girls. Layla is 4'10", and she is still missing from Kingsport. I think I just said that, but like I said, she is still missing from Kingsport.
Mm-hmm.
She's 4'10". She's approximately 115 pounds. She has dyed blonde hair with dark roots, big brown eyes, and she does have tattoos on her. Nova Grace's name tattooed down the left forearm.
Mhm.
And then she has like Roman numerals on her collarbone. So, I mean, she stands out.
Yeah.
So, if anybody has any information on Layla Santanello, please be in contact with the TBI at 1-800 TBI Find.
Yeah, and you can also be in contact with us at wtnknows@gmail.com. We share information back and forth with these groups that we're in contact with. So if you have something to say, you can say it to us too.
Yes, please. So Holland goes missing, 4 months after Layla,
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes from where Layla went missing. She is 19 years old. She is only 4'8". She's tiny and about 90 pounds. She has brown hair, hazel eyes. Um, Holland also functions on the level of about a 9 or 10-year-old
Mm-hmm.
child.
Mm-hmm.
So she has some disabilities there. And it just was like, so Holland went missing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really know any details. And then last time I reported, I believe it was in March,
Mm-hmm.
there was a little information that was given to us that Holland was seen at a house on Bell Ridge Road or Bell Ridge Drive in Kingsport.
Mm-hmm.
The home belonged to a 52-year-old male that, there were some witnesses that came forward and said that they saw her in the basement of this house and she was beaten from head to toe and barely breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, there was some things said that maybe someone helped this man dispose of Holland's body. I haven't heard anything more of that, but we did find out who this male was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was scrolling down through Facebook and I was kind of checking up with these cases on Layla and Holland, as I usually do almost daily.
Mm-hmm.
And the PI for Holland's case um, released a photo, and it's of Holland and this 52-year-old man by the name of Stephen Wayne Linkus. And he's covered in tattoos, and we'll put pictures up of him. And two other people. Looks like a male and a female, but they have their faces blurred in the picture because I suppose these are the witnesses.
Yeah.
Well, this is the day that allegedly Stephen um, Linkus lures Holland in for sexual reasons,
Mm-hmm.
which sicks me out because she's 19 and you're freaking 52 years old.
Yeah.
So you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
You're a pedophile.
More or less. Yes.
Well, you are. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's disgusting. And this girl, this young lady functions at the level of a 9 or 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this Stephen Linkus is, I guess they go to like the Waffle House. Kind of looks like that in the background with this couple.
Yeah.
And then he goes back, takes Holland back to the house with him, like I said, for sexual reasons. And these witnesses say in the days following this, they came by this house
Mm-hmm.
on Bell Ridge Drive. And Holland was in the basement. She was beaten from head to toe and barely breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and right now, the PI is saying that Holland, these witnesses are scared, and that's why they haven't said anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a hard time understanding how anybody could be scared of a man or a monster that could put his hands on a 90-pound child
Mm-hmm.
and beat her that severely. So I have an issue. I take complete issue with these two witnesses. I
Yeah.
don't care if you're on drugs. I don't give a shit either way.
Yeah.
You're just as disgusting as him if you can't come forward and take up for that. Uh,
Right.
So this Stephen Linkus, and I guess this. So Holland was last talked to by her family on the 5th of October.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't reported missing until the 15th of October.
Have they dated that picture? Do you know about anything else about that picture?
It was sometime in between the 5th and the 15th.
Oh, so it was like within the last days of her being seen.
Exactly.
Okay.
This was the last photo probably taken of Holland.
Mm-hmm.
that anyone has seen anyway. So Stephen, it had to be somewhere in between there, the 5th and the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever she was reported missing, this Stephen Linkus, this piece of shit, takes his mother's vehicle and drives to Union City, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets to Union City, Georgia, he gets a meth possession charge, which to me seems like more of a freaking alibi. Like, doesn't it to you?
Well, yeah. I mean, it feels like it definitely was on purpose,
Yeah,
so he could get on record being somewhere else in the world.
right. So
Mm-hmm.
he's there, and this isn't his first charge down there.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no. There's more, and I have mugshots of those too. And I don't know exactly what. I think a lot of them were possession. Could be some other charges in there, but meth possession was the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what his link is to Union City, Georgia? Like, is that where he's from?
Now here is I don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, he took his mother's car from Kingsport, and so he's down there in jail for this possession charge. Um, and he goes back to after he gets out, he bonds out. He goes back to Kingsport. So right now, as we speak,
Mm-hmm.
this piece of shit's walking around Kingsport,
Yeah.
and it looks like he has supporters because these two witnesses are, hey, he has meth, he has drugs. That's what he has,
Mm-hmm.
and a sick mind that preys on vulnerable young girls.
So what about the witnesses? I mean, what's the story with the witnesses?
Well, they say they were scared.
No, I get that, but there's something else that you told me that was developing about the witnesses in this picture.
So, as of right now, this PI stated that he was going to take this on a little more aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he goes directly to the police and the investigators in this and gives them all this information. And if they don't do anything, and if these witnesses don't step up, he says within the next week or two, he's going to remove the blur off their faces
Mm-hmm.
and their names are going to be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's a weird thing that goes along with Layla Santanello and this man, this Stephen Linkus, and Holland Snap.
Mm-hmm.
So I said he went down to Union City, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
So several months back, I was watching Jennifer Santanello, and she was talking about an update of someone that thought they saw Layla at a grocery store in the parking lot in Union City,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia.
I really need to find this girl. This is a possible sighting of my missing daughter, and I really need to be able to rule it out. It's keeping me up at night, it's causing me anxiety, and it's really destroying my mental health. This footage was captured on March 27th at 9:03 p.m. in Union City, Georgia at a food depot. I've been trying to spread this footage around far and wide, just in case this is not my daughter. Maybe this woman will see it, or maybe someone who knows her or was with her that night will recognize that I think she might be my missing child and let her know so that she can reach out to us and we can move on from this. And I am not beyond begging, so it does not take much, but a tiny bit of engagement from you, a like, a share, a comment with multiple words in it, maybe type in the city that you're from. That usually helps to spread things around. My daughter Layla has been missing out of Kingsport, Tennessee for 10 months now. She was last seen on June 27th, 2023. She is 4 foot 10 inches tall, 115 pounds. She has bleach blonde hair, big brown eyes, and a beautiful smile. She was last seen wearing a white tank top and black leggings, and apparently she wasn't wearing shoes. You can find so many more case details if you just click. Poppy went to work, baby. I do have a playlist called Layla's Case Details that you can check out to get all of the correct information about her case. But right now, I'm really just trying to figure out if this girl is my daughter. Please help me do that. It really just takes a tiny bit of engagement to get the ball rolling. If you made it this far, thank you so, so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
It could have been Layla. I mean, absolutely looked a lot like Layla. And even Layla's mother says yes, that looked a lot like Layla. So she even goes down to Union City, Georgia, and
Yeah,
puts up posters and, looks for her.
so you showed me that picture and video too attached to it, because you first, when you see this, you think, well, that's her. I mean, there's just the physical features of her build and stuff, of Layla's build, matches the photo that you showed me. But then you showed me the video of her walking, and that's how Jennifer felt very comfortable that this could be her, because her gait was really unique. And I mean, she raised her child. She knows the mannerisms of her child.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what gave Jennifer the boost that I think it was important for her to go down to Union City. So in relation, here we've got a suspect, for lack of better words,
Right.
that is connected to a spot that also is connected to both of these cases.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jennifer goes down there, and what's she do?
Well, she goes and talks to people. She goes and puts up missing posters of Layla
Mm-hmm.
and looks and really couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anyone.
Yeah. And nobody really told her anything either, right?
Right. So, I mean, it's, could this man have taken both of them somewhere? Is this a trafficking thing?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go back to the first episode where we talked about both Layla and Hollynn. And, sex trafficking is a theory that a lot of people have discussed here.
Right.
And I'm really not one to believe in coincidences.
No.
Um, and the fact that Jennifer went down there
Mm-hmm.
on the heels of this sighting and nobody would talk to her.
Well, I mean, not many people really knew. I mean, it was like yeah.
But what if they do know? What if
Yeah.
they do know, and that town is just one of these small towns that's a stopping point for this sex trafficking? What
Or
if?
it's a filter. They just
And then
filter
there's
through
that.
there.
And then there's that.
I mean, it makes you wonder. These two girls are both, about the same age. Layla is now is 21 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and Holland's birthday is August the 24th, and she will be
21,
20.
20.
So, I mean, she's been missing 9 months. Layla's been missing a little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just seems they ran the same group of people. They had the same build.
Mm-hmm.
They were both tiny and had the same,
Yeah.
they were both vulnerable at the time and in places in their lives where they were, using and kind of, in the hands of shitty people,
Yeah.
shitty friends. And I say friends in a way that it's not nice. I mean, these are people that don't look out for each other. Obviously, these two witnesses that had their face blurred right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, this is the groups of people that Hollynn and Layla were around.
Yeah.
That do not give a shit about a human life.
Well, I mean, let's speak from experience for a second. Most people involved in this don't ever turn out to be close relations or good people.
No.
We understand that, for a very small few, it's a phase in life to maybe be in the throes of addiction or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but there's many cases where it's possible to come out of that.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
and in these cases that we look at, it just doesn't seem like any of the group of people around are ever going to be that kind of person.
Right.
And in the throes of addiction and the lifestyle that goes on with that, these people are buried in a blur.
And I've seen this in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like with every case that we've covered, there's a drug problem.
Yeah.
There is a drug problem, whether it be the suspects, whether it be everyone involved, even the victims.
Mm-hmm.
And it's we have to start treating that differently.
Well, it seems to me like it's a den of starving lions, right?
Right.
And when one of the lions starts recovering and doing better, the den kills them. They won't let them. They won't let go of the grasp. This addictive lifestyle. I had a really close friend that was extremely addicted, and he told me one day. He said, once the claws got in me, they never let go.
Yeah.
And he died of suicide.
Right. I mean, it can go either way, but I've been there. I've been in addiction, and I've came out of it.
Yep.
You know, and you can do something better with your life. And these girls, Hollynn and Layla, they had so much going for them. They're young. I mean, we all make really stupid choices when we're young. Some of us are lucky enough to have met people that can pull us up out of that and help us get to a better place in our life and realize our worth. But these girls are surrounded by shitty people.
Yeah.
And misery loves company, and they keep you there. They
Yeah.
love to see you stay right where they're at.
Yeah. And I want to say personally, from my experience, to these families of these women, that there are men out there who give a shit. There are men out there who will look past your past.
That's right.
And there's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of them, but they're there.
Yes. And I think that's so important. I mean, like I said, with every case we've covered, women have got to start valuing themselves, and we've got to stick together.
Well, and we also have to make it known that, one thing that just hurts me in all of these cases is the way that law enforcement, people of authority, people of regard in communities look at people in addiction as less than human.
Right.
And that hurts me because it really is a cheap and easy way to remove yourself from responsibility as a human being.
That's right. And classify them as criminals instead. And it's so easy to throw away that.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
so easy to throw away that.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've learned through all these cases, but as we stay in Tennessee and we look at cases that are from our home state, it's especially disheartening that, people in authority do this kind of thing. And
Yeah.
people in general. If you are in the throes of addiction, people just basically piss you away.
Yeah. That's true.
And they won't fight for that. I mean, from the very first case that we've done to every case that we covered, there's an element of that present somewhere. And, hey, this is a political time. This is politics are going on right now. And I'm going to say this, you have to be present as a member of society.
Yes.
And you have to care for everybody.
Yes.
And it don't matter their sexual orientation, their race, their credo, it doesn't matter.
And know that there's hope for these people that are in addiction.
Yeah.
If we can find better, I don't know, facilities and people that can help out with these people that are going through this, they can find the other side and help other people as well.
Yeah. And Taryn, you've got to agree that that's the main reason we do this.
That's right.
Because at some point we want to help more and more.
Yes.
We do our part through this podcast as best we can do it now. And that's staying in touch with, Jennifer, which is Layla's mom, staying in touch with Holland's mom or families, talking to the 14 and the 13th districts, families and friends and stuff like that. That's the way we help, and we get people interested and we get people to share. That's what's important about this. It's not just because we need to get to where we make a ton of money or anything, because that's not true. People that have not started a podcast do not understand how hard that is.
Yeah.
What I need them to understand is the altruism of what we do is that they share this and they talk about this and they keep these people relevant for the benefit of these families.
That's right. Because, these updates, I know it seems chunky sometimes. The things we don't put out are like not like a production meal of true crime stories. I'm not going to do that. I won't ever do that. I want to stay with cases that are still going.
Right.
that are still needing help, needing attention. And I don't want those families to be forgotten about
Right.
because they're still fighting here every single day. I mean, this goes, I see Jennifer and Adriana Wicks, and y'all go watch, go look at that page on Facebook because there's a lot of things going on with that case right now. And they're putting out a really good podcast in, I believe it's August. So check that out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on with that. Courtney Cash, the 14 up in the 13th Judicial. That there's a lot going on in the next couple weeks with that. And I don't want to forget any of these. I don't want to forget any of these. I don't want to forget Debbie and Ambria. I don't want to forget all these that are still going and the families are still here fighting and need that help.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So let's jump back to Holland Snap for a second.
yes, let's do.
Now, Holland, have there been any sightings or reportings of her at all?
No.
Right. So the other thing I want to ask is, to date, has there been a search for Holland?
Now, this bothers me. Okay, so here we are talking about this is under the Holly Bobo Act, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to make really sure what what the understanding of that was, because we've seen what's gone on with the Holly Bobo case in the past couple months. It's pretty gross. All this that's come out, about the witness lying and everything. So you can go back and check. I think it was 2020 that covered it about a month ago. But the Holly Bobo Act, it states, which this expands the Bureau's Endangered Child and Young Adult Alert Program to include endangered persons under 21 years of age. Okay. So what does that even mean? I mean, there's not even been an official search for Holland. And from my understanding, they haven't even searched this man's house, Stephen Linkis's house. I know they've questioned him, but he's not talking. He claims to know nothing.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
2 people have put him there, and they're so scared. They're so scared. What? Of what? What's he going to do?
Well, I mean, are they scared of him, or are they scared of the network that they're connected to?
I don't know. Don't care.
Think a bigger picture there. What's that network?
But what, like I said, they're going to take the PI is going to take a more aggressive approach on this and unblur these faces. And it bothers me there was a woman there. Was there no time that you could just kind of step away and use your cell phone, not to call a drug dealer, but
Yeah.
maybe call 911 or the cops or somebody?
Yeah.
Somebody.
Well, again, the throes of addiction make us do stupid shit.
Yeah, but
But what?
I don't know. It's causing a whole lot of shitty people then.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else update about this? I mean, it looks like within the next couple of weeks that the private investigator is going to release more information.
Right.
And we hope to get that information to share again on another episode.
Yes.
So anything else?
That's it for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who watches and listens. We're fully on, I think, 18 podcast platforms now, including Apple and Google. And what's the other big one? Like Amazon or something? Spotify. Yeah. So any way you can, go there to listen to us, or here on YouTube, Walking Between Shadows on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and especially share. That is the most critical thing.
Yes.
Share these videos.
Yes.
Share these podcasts.
Please.
And we'll be back with you real soon with more updates and more cases.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.